So good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's section. So today's section is about academic reference, and how we also be having Dr. Tashila. So she's going to speak to us about work-life balance and PhD. So you might have been seeing the flyer J2DAC. So it's just Journey to Dr. Adio Community. It's an academic community that started from just a group of people writing together. We started last year. Then after some time, we realized that there's a bit of a knowledge gap with actual skills that we need to write. So earlier this year, we started research skills section where we bring in different people that are knowledgeable in a particular area to speak to us. Then, due to requests from people, I started getting things like, okay, so this is a community. Where is the actual community? So how do we stay engaged in the group? So that was why I created a WhatsApp community. I think it was last month. So in less than a month now, we have about 30 members, and we believe we are still growing. So what we do in the community is research training to help our publication goals also. We have monthly challenge. Like this month of March, we've been doing a reading challenge where you come together every day on Zoom, and have we read individual articles towards our publication goals, and we have a record of whatever we've done just to be accountable to each other. And so far, I would say for people that have been engaging in the challenge, it's been quite the outcome have been quite positive for us, and there's been a great result. We also have community and peer engagement where we come together. We plan to have so many social events. Once in a month, we have a game night. We come on Zoom, maybe for 1 hour, we just chat and play some games. So just to ease ourselves from the PhD stress, I don't know if you can see the QR code. So if you'd be interested in joining the WhatsApp community, you can just scan. I will wait for 1 minute before I go to the next slide. So we are looking for seasonal hangout, probably during the summer. Maybe we go to a park or we go to a beach just to refresh ourselves. So those are the kind of the things we're looking to do in the community. So today's section is about academic referencing, and these are the learning outcomes. So these are the things I hope we're going to gain at the end of the section. So we need to understand the importance of academic referencing, identify common referencing formats, recognize the key components of a reference, then apply basic referencing techniques, then use of automated tools like Zotero to manage references efficiently. So just a little introduction to what referencing is. A lot of us have been referencing since our undergraduate, but just to have a background about it. So in my own simple term, I'm just going to say referencing is about acknowledging information source. So you get a particular information and you want to acknowledge where you got it from. So I just categorize it into two types, basically. The first one is in-text citation, and the other one is reference and bibliography. Is almost the same thing. So why bibliography is the whole list of the sources um you've visited for a particular piece of work that you've done. So I'm just going to show you the differences between the two. So for in-text citation, so this is a reference within the text indicating the source of the information. That's why you have brackets at the part of a particular sentence or a particular aspect in your writing. You are putting the name of the author and the year just to acknowledge that this idea was generated from the source where you got it from. So this is an example of it. So it's always in brackets. So and the name of the author, which is mostly the last name, and the year of the publication. Then it could also be in the form of narrative. This is when you have and say, okay, Adio 2026 confirmed that this, and this. So we could have it in a narrative method, and it could be also in parentheses. And we also have one in-text citation, which is usually endnotes and footnotes. So this is not common with business management, but you see some articles at the end of the article, there's a page where you see maybe like a number and they write the name of the author on the title. So that is what the end note is. But for the reference, this is detailed source information corresponding to the in-text citation. So what I mean by this is whatever you have in your in-text citation, you have to have a detailed information of that source, like the name. So it's always having the author's name, the year of publication, the title of the article or whatever source you're using. If it's an article, for example, the journal name and DOI if available. So that's like just to have an idea of what the reference or bibliography looks like. So the bibliography would now be a combination of all these references together. Then you have a long list at the end of your work. So a list of sources used in the study, that was just the reference list or bibliography, like I said. So I like stories. I like to tell stories, and as a business student, we do a lot of case study. So imagine there is a wedding planner, and this particular couple just visited the wedding planner. Oh, I need you to plan my wedding for me. So the wedding planner, she's so good at what she's doing. She organized the whole party, decorations, um, cake, the bride's outfit, feeding, everything was quite beautiful at the end of the day. She even got a cameraman, content creator, everything was in place, and it was quite a beautiful wedding. And fortunately for them, the wedding went viral, and one celebrity just posted the wedding online, and the couples were granted maybe an interview to speak about their wedding. But in the course of the whole thing, no one mentioned the wedding planner who was actually the master planner of the event. So if you are the wedding planner, how will you feel? Maybe someone can just unmute and express how you feel if you were in the wedding planner shoe. Anyone?
Yeah, hello, hi, this is Eddie. So I just want to say that, well, the expectation of our society right now is that if you're
Hmm.
paid for a service, you do
Hmm.
not expect to have the applaud for it. You can be
Hmm.
acknowledged, but it depends on the people paying for the service. So it's like the payment takes the place of an applaud or
Hmm.
a recognition.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's your perspective about it. But it's just like probably taking a particular picture, even as like a photography industry, for instance. If you pay me as a photographer and I take a picture of you, regardless the payment amount, I own the copyright and things like that. So the thing is about referencing, you give credit to who credit belongs to. And personally, I will feel at least I should be acknowledged for my work. I'm not saying that you didn't pay for the service, but at least the whole thing was done by the event planner. So it's just a kind of scenario how authors will feel when they write a particular idea or piece of work, and someone else uses that what's it called? Someone uses that idea or information, and you do no reference. So I just try to look for something similar to that. So why do we reference? So the number one reason why you want to reference is to give credit. So you want to give credit to the audit to the author, the person that owns the initial ideas, where you got it from. Plagiarism. So when you copy someone's work without acknowledging the source, you're going to have plagiarism issue. So it's just you just want to avoid it. So the idea thing is to reference so you save yourself from academic misconduct stress. Credibility. So when you have reference in your work, personally, I believe if I'm reading a particular piece of academic work, and there is no reference in it, number one, I won't really feel comfortable with that work. I feel, what is the evidence of all these things you're saying? We can't know it all. So you must have gotten the ideas from somewhere. So when you have reference in your work, your research is more credible. Then integrity is just an academic integrity. You want to show people that this is what I've done, this is where I got it from. By not referencing, I feel is a misconduct. Then lastly is traceability. So when you give a particular information, I should be able to locate the source and probably go back to that material and be able to find it. So those are the reasons why I feel referencing is quite important. So there are different kind of academic sources. It could be academic textbooks, um, journal articles, newspaper, multimedia, conference paper, reports, websites. So there are a lot of them. And the reality is, wherever you're getting information for, the ideal thing for you is you have to reference it. So you can reference YouTube video. Probably there's a particular thing that is quite important in a particular video you watch. You could also reference that. And you'll see there's always variation with referencing. So there is something we call referencing formats. And the reason why there is format is because you want to have consistency. So there are different type of reference. So I'll just mention some few ones. Like Harvard referencing is so common in business management. That's where you have like the author and the year of publication. You see, APA is common in the field of psychology. Is like a variation of Harvard also. So sometimes these formats are quite similar to each other. Vancouver, this you see it in medicine, health sciences, and you have something like a number beside the particular statements or whatever they are trying to reference. So you won't say the name of the author, but this number would also be in the bibliography. So it will be linked to the same author that they've referenced. So you see something like something in kind of brackets and the number. And please, can we mute? I don't know which. Okay. Then we have the MLA. So it's common in literature, languages. Those are the field where they use it. So it could be the author name and the page number. So depending on the field where you are, the kind of reference might be different. So Chicago, for instance, is in history, humanities. So this is the one I talked about, the footnote or author date. So you have the footnotes, like a little number beside it, and they give information about the author. So, and it could also be in form of author dates, author name and the date. So this is an example of what that footnote looks like. I don't know, you might have seen it before in any of our articles that we've conducted. But one thing we need to be aware of is, depending on your requirements, like if I'm submitting to a particular journal, for instance, they might have different specification or requirement for referencing. So let's always go back to that and make sure we have information about their referencing style. Then each institution also have specified referencing formats they want you to stick to. So let's be aware of what our institution is expecting from us. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like to manually reference. I'm just going to show 3 types. So for journal, these are the basic things that should be included. So you have the author surname and the initials. Then you add the year of publication in brackets. Then you put the article title in single quotation marks. You can italize the journal name. Then you add the volume, then bracket the issue and the page number. So you include the DOI. So DOI is just an identifier of the link to the particular article you've referenced. And so that's for journal article. Those are the components if you want to see in it. Then for website, so you want to write the author, name, or the organization where you've gotten the information from. So you had the year of publication in brackets. You want to italize the web page title. Then you had available at the URL, so www. Then you need to include the dates you've accessed that particular website, because information could be updated on, what's it called, on websites. And also to save yourself from stress, probably a content has been removed from a website, you could, and someone is trying to click on the website, is no longer there. So you could say, okay, I accessed it on so date. It was still available when I accessed it. Then this is for academic books. So this are the same thing, the kind of information you want to have on your reference for academic books. So the author's name, publication year. So once you follow these requirements, it might be varied across the type of reference format you're using. Quickly show you, like for my institution, what is expected of us, the institution's library. So you have detailed information about the way they want you to stick to the advert reference and format. So they will give you detailed information. Most institutions have this. Try and hack your library so they can help you with it. And you'll be sure you're sticking to the actual format that is expected of you. So this is an example of what it looks like. If you're using a book that is a print, is different from an online version. So it depends. And this is for journal article. You have, just like I said, the name of the author, the year, the title, the journal, the issue, and the volume, the page numbers. So these are basically the kind of things you could always do to help you improve your referencing skill. Just trying to scroll through. So we have so many automating referencing tools. We have Zotero, we have MyBeep, Mendeley, EndNotes, RefWorks, Citavi, BeepText. So what I will advise you is, like I said, always refer to your library. Most of these things, they already paid for it, so they might have subscription for it instead of you paying out of your pocket. So check with your institution, whichever one they are using. But for the sake of today's section, I'll be showing you Zotero, how to use Zotero to generate your reference list. So some of the key features of automated referencing tools is it can help you organize your research paper. It can help you store PDFs, copy of those papers and the reference list, so you're not going to lose them. Then it can also generate citations automatically. You can also insert citations directly into Word documents. So if you input like the plugin for these tools on your Word document, so as you're typing, sometimes it's easy for you to insert the citation directly into Word documents, and you can also export them. If I want to start a new project, for instance, you could just do like a new collection. So you click on new collection, and whatever you want to label, the name of the, maybe I want to do something like a publication, and I can just do publication. Okay. And I will create like a folder for it. So to make things easier for you, you already have your articles downloaded. What you just need to do is click on it and you import the file. You can actually add item to it. You can import the Excel. You can actually import Excel. Maybe for instance, now you have Scopus. You can import item into it, but you can actually add the material directly. So for instance, I've downloaded my materials. Let me go to my downloads section. Okay. So let's say these are the articles that I just downloaded. I will just put 3 for today. So once you import it, it's going to pull out all the information about the meta information about the article. So the name, the title and everything. Then after some time, see, it's trying to retrieve the meta details. Then after some time, you can export it out and you have a reference list. But I'm always being careful with these automated tools also. Just it's good practice for you to go back and be sure that the referencing is actually consistent. So this has been retrieved. Then you can try to export it after that. So you can export. Okay. So this is it. You can create bibliography from the collection and it will give you whatever different formats. So what style are you using? Let's just take any one. So let's say ML, or we can just do Harvard or whatever works. Let's just do APA. And you want it to export it out for you. So I think I already have it on my clipboard. Then that way you can just paste directly into your work document. So that's the way the automated tools work for referencing. So said I would advise you go back to your library, check with them or check on the website and see which ones your university subscribe for. So because of our time, I'm just going to try and round up. Referencing is essential in academic writing. It helps us give credit to original authors, and different disciplines, just like I showed you, use different referencing styles. Managing references manually could be difficult for us when we have so many sources. Imagine you have thousands of articles to reference. Then there are different automated tools that can help you simplify the process. So that's all for today. Then, so if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, so that is my profile for LinkedIn. We can keep the conversation going. I would also connect back with you. Then if you'll be interested in joining the community, like the academic community I spoke to you about, you could also scan the QR code. It's going to take you to the WhatsApp platform. So there are so many things we do every month. For people that joined quite late, I already explained this. So we offer monthly research skills. So depending on what we need, you could just message me and say, could we have this section for this particular month? Then we organize something, get someone who is knowledgeable about it to come and speak to us about it. Then publication goals, we try to work towards our publication goals. So that's actually the major aim of the community, to help with our academic writing. So twice in a month, we have writing sections, one in the evening and one at night. Then once in a while, we have different kind of monthly challenge. It could be writing challenge where you have to write a particular number of words every day all through the months, just to make sure we reach our publication goals targets. Then we organize social events, monthly game sections, seasonal meetup. We also offer peer support. So using the WhatsApp chat, if you have any question, you could ask your questions there. Then probably once in a while, we could organize one-to-one coffee chats. We could just hang out and ease ourselves of this pressure. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm going to introduce Dr. Tashila. I'm sorry, I'm about 2 minutes over. So so she'll be speaking to us about work-life balance as a PhD student. And so Dr. Tashila is a lecturer, a researcher, and mentor with strong passion for supporting students in their academic and personal development. She successfully completed her PhD following a 6-year journey marked by resilience, adaptability, and determination. Alongside her academic career, she has balanced multiple roles, including supporting the development of a family business, raising 2 children, and actively contributing to our community by helping individuals with career pathways and settlement in the UK. Our work focuses on empowering students to build confidence in research, particularly in areas such as quantitative analysis, critical thinking, and academic writing. She's deeply committed to bridging the gap between academic knowledge and real-life application. So welcome, Dr. Tachila. Let me just give you the
Thank you so much,
control.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.